What's up guys, Deceiver here, back for another Resident Evil video, and today I'm going to be ranking the Masterminds. Now, it would be kind of unfair to rank them like worst and best, so what I think I'm going to do is rank them out of a scale of 1 to 5 instead, and we'll see how that goes, and I'll kind of give you my opinions on each one, on whether they're, you know, close to the best or close to the worst or in between. There's only 4 of them right now, so I don't expect this video is going to be extremely long. I will kind of compare some of their abilities as well, and I think I'm going to actually start with the Mastermind that I think is the absolute strongest right now because of a particular build, and I think Spencer is far and away the best Mastermind right now because of the Biocore build. And it's not even the Biocore part of the build that makes it so strong, it's the deck that you use with it. And Spencer in general I think is very strong because of this ability right here, Bioactivation, Recharge in specific. Recharging Bioenergy when you use EIS is insanely strong. Bioenergy is used for every single card in your deck, and being able to get your Bioenergy back at will is very, very strong. The fact that he can get Bioenergy whenever he wants means he can play whatever he wants. He also has Hypercharge and Mod Recycler, which also give him Bioenergy, which is actually insane. And on top of that, he has 2 very strong other abilities with Defense System and Deadbolt. Defense System is probably the better one right now in this meta. Deadbolt is also very strong as well when paired with the trap, the Deadbolt trap. That is very good combination as well, and his bioweapon is nothing to snuff at either. It can insta-kill people if you immobilize them first, so very good as well. Pretty much all of his abilities and his kit are insanely strong. People didn't know how to build him when he first came out and thought he was weak. I saw the potential just because of this ability right here, Recharge. It's just so insane. I just didn't know exactly how to build Spencer at first, other than using guns, because the game kind of points you towards wanting to use guns with Spencer, which is fine. His gun build is pretty good as well, but using just strong cards in general is the best way to play Spencer in my opinion, and I just think he's a damn good Mastermind. And honestly, the Biocore build is probably going to get nerfed at some point because it is that insanely strong. I've played against, I think I've only lost 1 time while playing it, and that's out of a lot of games. The problem with it is, even if they get past the first and second round, which they usually don't, once they get to the third, they generally just cannot finish you off. By that time, you're just applying way too much pressure, and they're drained of resources at that point as well. But usually they just die in the first area, so it just depends. But yeah, I think Spencer is far and away the best Mastermind, and I would give him a 4 out of 5. No, I'd give him a 5 out of 5, I think. 5 out of 5 because he's damn near unbeatable if you play him correctly and play the correct build. So yeah, we'll go on to the next Mastermind. We'll go in order, just go up. So Alex is actually my favorite Mastermind. I've been toying around with some different builds with her. The problem I have with her, however, is one, her bioweapon is probably the weakest, unless you have the thing that'll make it self-destruct without having to devour enemies. That helps because her self-destruct actually does quite a bit of damage. I've killed 3 survivors all at once with this. I think they were only damaged down to like half health or something like that. But the problem with Alex is her abilities don't make it to where you can play her one way or another. You kind of have to mix the two, or at least it rewards you a little more by mixing it with, because of this skill right here is very strange. You only have the choice between 2 different infection skills, whereas this one you have the choice between 2 different trap skills. So it kind of tries to force you to play infection and traps instead of one or the other. And on top of that, you have two different types of traps, which is nice actually. But this one is strange because I don't see why the camouflage gesture even goes with Alex. It just doesn't seem to fit her build at all. It doesn't have anything to do with traps, and it doesn't have anything to do with infection either. I just find it very strange of a card, and honestly, they should have gave this to someone else and gave her something completely different. This one is fine if you're playing an infection type build, as I was kind of tinkering with here, but I think until they kind of tweak Alex, she's going to be a little bit of the lower end because of the fact that they kind of nerfed her bomb build. The bomb build is still very good. You can still kill survivors, but it's not as effective at taking off time as it used to be. So I'm going to try something a little bit different with the bomb build here soon and see how it works out for me. Excuse me. And as far as like her equipment and stuff, you'll generally want to use stuff that has to do with traps or has to do with infection. So yeah, and there's, you know, a couple different ways to play her. She's very fun. She is very strong if you play her correctly. I think I'll give her a 3.5 out of 5. I think that would be my final verdict as far as Alex goes, at least for right now, because I do think she is strong, but she is one of the weaker ones. Now Daniel, no matter which way you go, is all about controlling the zombies and enhancing them. So he doesn't have as much variety in builds as some of the other masterminds do, which I kind of find boring. The fact that he doesn't have much variety just doesn't feel as fun to me. However, he is very good. He does have 2 or 3 different builds that you can play that are all decent, and the fact that he can make it impossible for you to knock back zombies is huge, considering the knockback and stuns on zombies from like flashbangs and stuff feels like an eternity. So the only way that he can be knocked back are like special abilities and flashbangs and grenades that hit directly, stuff like that. So he's a very strong mastermind, and I think I would be comfortable at putting him at 4 out of 5. I think he might be the second best mastermind out of the 4 here. Yeah, I think he's very solid. He does have a lot of counterplay though, but there are ways to get around that as well. So, and Tyrant, I think Tyrant is probably the best bioweapon. It does the most amount of consistent damage, has the best abilities. Yeah, I would definitely say Tyrant is far and away the best bioweapon. But yeah, we'll go ahead and move on to our last. And Annette. Personally, I don't play Annette a lot because I don't really find her that fun. She's kind of just like spawn a bunch of zombies and then buff them and let them run wild and then do it all over again. However, you can play the liquor build, which I do find a lot more fun than the zombie apocalypse type build where you're just spawning a ton of zombies. But to me, she feels like a weaker version of Daniel in a way. She just makes it a lot more effective for getting out your zombies. Other than that, I would say Birkin is kind of in the middle as far as like power level on bioweapons. He's good as long as you have the rage. And the fact that his secondary ability can hit through walls is helpful as well. And he has no cooldown on the insta-kill, except his insta-kill is probably the longest in the game as far as how long it takes to actually kill. So I think Birkin's kind of like maybe second worst bioweapon. And I think I would place Annette maybe at a 3 or a 3.5 out of 5. I would say a 3 just because of my personal bias. I don't find that she is that strong, and when I do play Survivor, I don't feel that she is that tough to go against. If she's playing the zombie apocalypse build, then you can counter it with grenades and just strong weapons in general. If she's playing the liquor build, it's a lot more difficult actually, but it is still you can still counter it. The liquor build is, in my opinion, way more effective on Spencer, but I don't think she's a bad mastermind. I just personally think she's one of the worst ones, if not the worst one, in my opinion. I'd like to see her get some more interesting things to do as well. But as far as when I've played Survivor, I would say she was probably the easiest to counterplay out of the 4. But again, this is all my opinion anyway, so don't try and roast me down in the comments being like, Annette's the best and Spencer's the worst. So it's like, yeah, it's all kind of based on your opinion. Right now, Masterminds, I feel like, need a little bit of love anyway, because it can be a struggle against a bunch of good survivors. So, but overall, I think this is how I feel about it. So, overview, Annette, I'm going to give a 3.5. Daniel, I'm going to give a 4 out of 5. Alex, I'm going to get a 3.5 as well. And Spencer, I'm going to give a 5 out of 5. Spencer's just nuts. He's so damn good right now anyway. So until some new stuff comes out, until Nikolai comes out in May, I think this is my assessment. And I think my next video is going to be actually kind of speculating on what Nikolai might bring to the table as far as what new things are going to come to the game. So yeah, still a very fun game. I recommend you guys check out some of my other videos, and hopefully I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Like the video, comment, subscribe. Check me out on Twitch TV/DeceiverGame. There are some other videos for you to check out. I'll see you next time.